Hello and welcome. This is Ricky.schoonover of Mode Real Estate, and I'm super excited to bring you some real-world scenarios today. What I do here month in and month out is I share with you what is going on in the real estate world right here in and around the Mile High City. Not everyone has time in their already busy lives to research and keep up with the real estate market. So this is why I bring to you the Denver Homes Market Report. I keep this podcast to approximately 15 to 20 minutes each episode. This way, whether you're driving yourself to work, taking the kids to a sports practice, or just in your morning rush, getting ready to take on the day, anywhere you happen to listen to your podcasts, or maybe you're new to podcasts and actually don't really know how to find the Denver Homes Market Report. So let's quickly recap the various sources in which to find us. And then once we find your preferred platform, please subscribe and hit that like button. It helps us grow and keep the show going. And it costs you nothing. Yet each month, you'll get a market update that will keep you in the know of what's going on in the real estate world with each episode. You can go to my YouTube channel. Just type in the Denver Homes Market Report or Apple Podcasts. We're on TuneIn. So very easy to find us there. In fact, today I was playing around, I was driving in my Tesla and into my office today, and I discovered if you search in your streaming app on your Tesla iPad type screen, you can actually search the Denver Homes Market Report. And sure enough, right there in your Tesla, all the episodes. So I was getting a weird error message, load error message, but I simply pushed play, and there you go. The Denver Homes Market Report right there in your Tesla via TuneIn. Or you can just ask your smart speaker, play my podcast, the Denver Homes Market Report. And then we're on Google Podcasts as well. So in addition, we're also on the radio, so at Denver Open Media. So I invite you to tune in to the episode of Denver Homes Market Report each week. So there you go. Each easy to catch from each month, and get a quick 15 to 20 minute rundown of what's going on in the real estate world right here in and around beautiful Denver, Colorado. I have one last source, and this one is near and dear to my heart. Please go to my website, www.denverhomesmarket.com. Now, I have a motto. I created this a long time ago. I talk about this once in a while. My motto is modern marketing technology paired with timeless attention to detail and service. I came up with this motto many, many years ago. And what I've learned over the past 20 years or so while practicing real estate, modern marketing technology paired with timeless attention to detail and service, it's a static statement, but it never really changes. Yet it's an evolving statement in that, technology is always advancing and always evolving. And I take my craft very seriously. I have learned over the years how important it is to reinvest in myself and reinvest into my business. Now, my website is active and it's a great resource for you. However, behind the scenes, I'll be very honest with you, my technology team is working very hard. I have 3 super talented IT types. A quick shout out to Clinton, Ezekiel, and my SEO specialist, Carlos. They're all working to upgrade my site. And when you check back in just another week or two, I think we're close to launching the new site, we'll be unveiling the most advanced denverhomesmarket.com website to date. We'll have updated blogs. We'll, of course, have all the podcasts available, an advanced mortgage calculator, and the ability for you to search homes seamlessly, save your own searches based on your parameters, and then have them, send you an email update, whether that's going to be a daily update, weekly update, monthly update. We're working on all that. I was given a behind the scenes tour yesterday, and Ezekiel was showing me all the bells and all the whistles he's bringing to the site. Pretty exciting stuff. So I don't want to spoil it, but next month we'll be talking about the new site, and for sure, we'll be inviting all of you to take a test drive. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's move on to today's show. How everyone can feel the weather is changing, right? The mornings are a little chilly, the evenings are getting cooler as the sun sets. So we know old man winter is coming. But, what if you're thinking about selling your home and you're not sure the winter will be a good time? I can tell you, year in and year out, I typically have a listing which closes in January. Meaning I was either out, listing a home in the middle of November, December, or I was out showing homes in that time frame. And now closing in January. One of the cool things about Denver that I've learned over the years is, yes, we do cycle down a bit, in activity as far as real estate goes with the winter. No doubt about that. However, if you're a buyer, guess what? You'll have less competition in the winter. And kind of the same thing goes for sellers. There are less homes on the market. And that means that your home needs to compete, with less other houses that are out there. So it can be a win-win for, you as a buyer. You're not trying to compete with as many buyers. And for sellers, homes have less homes to compete with. However, this means it's even more important to really use caution. And what I mean by that is, we all have the holidays coming up. We cannot afford to turn off one buyer. Every buyer who visits your home counts. You want to appeal to the broadest market possible. So you know what, give me a call. Let's make sure that we set you and your home up for success. We'll go easy on the holiday decor. We'll use very neutral sort of seasonal decor. We want your home to feel warm and inviting. I was out looking at homes with a client last week, and she was a single female in her 60s, and she really did not want to be on the first floor of a condo complex, largely for security reasons, and understandable. However, we walked into one condo, and it was on the first floor, and it just felt like home. It was warm, it was inviting, well furnished without being like overly furnished or cluttered. There was no knickknacks, or very few knickknacks. The walls were neutral colors, and the home just felt right. Even my client, she looks to me and says, I really don't want to be on the first floor, but this home feels wonderful, and I may consider an exception here. Now, we did not end up writing an offer on that particular unit, but it goes to show you how to set your home up for a successful sale. It really matters. When a potential buyer walks into your home, whether it's during an open house or, they made an appointment with the realtor to come see the house firsthand, the buyer typically knows within the first 2, maybe 3, that 3 is given a generous, the first 2 minutes if they like this home or not. And, if that moment as they walked in provided a positive energy, they will then continue walking through the home and confirming to themselves why they love this home. And they will really focus on all aspects that reinforce that initial positive feeling. Now, conversely, if that same buyer walks into a home and that first impression is a negative feeling, then they will walk through the home and point out all the things they do not like about the home. Even the things that have little to nothing to do with the purchase, like the furnishings or the bedspreads, or the wall color. One can argue that the wall color comes with the home, right? It's paint. That's true. But if someone had a positive first impression, that same ugly wall or that same ugly room would have been greeted with, well, you know what? I'm not in love with that color, but it's so easy to repaint the room. Whereas if their initial impression when they walked in was a negative reaction to that, then they get to that ugly wall or that ugly room, and there might be, more along the lines of, oh, and that terrible wall color, it would depress me. I really don't think this home is the one for me. So you see how important it is to ensure that initial feeling is a positive one. This can be especially true in the winter months, and that's for a couple of reasons. One, you may not have as many buyers, so the buyers that do come through, you want each one to have that positive, warm, uncluttered feeling as they walk in. Secondly, walking through, thinking through the holiday decor, and just know some seasonal decor is okay. Just don't overdo it. Try to refrain from specific holiday type decor, and just do the stuff that's sort of like in the season. All right, let's move on to some numbers. Today we're going to get heavy in numbers. I'll try to keep it nice and light for you, but I want you to know the health of our current market. It's amazing. Interest rates are almost 8%. If you're buying a house, they might be around 7.5 for a house. If you're buying a townhouse, the rates are closer to 7.5. And if you're trying to buy a condo, then the rates are closer, if not above 8% right now. So the market must be crashing, right? I mean, these high interest rates must be crushing the market. I mean, we had historic lows during the pandemic and just before, and now they're double. So the houses should now be, 50% the cost, right? Well, it has not panned out that way. Not so far. It doesn't look like it's going to. So, we currently have here in our MLS, we've got over 20,000 active listings. You may ask yourself, what does that even mean? This is the number of listings available in our local database that are currently for sale. Just to put it in perspective, last September 2022, like a year ago, we had over 23,000. So this year we got 20,000. Last year we had 23,000, for the same period. So the inventory is turning over and we're seeing new listings, but overall, slightly less listings than we had a year ago. Pretty stable. So we know inventory is stable for the past year. What about the prices? Have prices come down at all? Well, let's take a look. When I look at both the median price as well as the average price, and I look at both September 22 and last year, and then September 2023 we just finished out of, we get the exact same story. Prices are very stable. In 2022, the median price in September was just shy of $550,000. And the same goes for this past 2023 September. The median price was slightly over last year, but still just very slightly. I mean, it was still just shy of $550,000. So again, we are very stable year-over-year inventory and stable prices compared to last year. So the market is showing us amazing resilience despite the higher interest rates. So let's pull up one last statistic. Now, this one is days on market. From the day you set your home live in market, looking for active buyers, to how many days before you finally get an offer that you can accept, or an offer that you accept. So let's first go back and look at, September of 2022. Your home, from the day you went to market to the day you accepted an offer took on average 30 days. Now we look at last month, September 2023. The average days on market was 40 days. So there you see a slight slowdown, right? It took 10 days longer to get your home sold as compared to last year for the same month. And this really reinforces what I was talking about earlier in this podcast. Every buyer counts. You cannot afford to allow one potential buyer to walk into your home and in those first few moments have a negative experience. If they do, they will walk around the rest of your home and reinforce what they initially felt. This takes experience. This takes hiring a realtor who does open houses. You need someone like me who knows what reactions people have when they first walk through your door. So when you're interviewing realtors to sell your home, make sure that realtor works with both buyers and sellers. You need a well-rounded realtor, one who can help you, get your home sold. If you hear, well, I don't really do open houses. They're no longer useful. It's kind of archaic or a waste of time. No, they're not. Open houses provide valuable data. I get to stand right there near the entry and I watch potential buyers walk in and I see the expressions on their face. Even if they don't utter a word, I can tell if they had a positive first impression or a negative one. And this is such vital information that you would not otherwise get. When a buyer schedules a showing with their realtor, you typically don't get any firsthand data. I mean, we always ask for, feedback afterwards, but nothing compares to being right there and greeting potential buyers as they walk in and seeing their eyes and their facial expressions. So if you're thinking of selling your home, just know, open houses, even in the winter, are alive and well. They do provide valuable information. So make sure you hire a realtor who understands the purpose and what information they are supposed to be absorbing and then using to your advantage to get your home sold. That's part of the value. If your realtor feels they're just wasting their time or wasting your time and they're not really keying in on the major aspect of getting your home sold, homes that sell faster typically also sell for a higher price. That's not just my opinion, that's just a fact. And on that note, we're going to close out today's show. You've been listening to the Denver Homes Market Report. This is your podcast host, Ricky Schoonover, Mode Real Estate, local realtor right here in Denver. If you're thinking of buying or selling your home, please give me a call. My cell phone number, 720-688-5110. Once again, 720-688-5110. You can also check out my website, denverhomesmarket.com. Other than that, tomorrow is First Friday. Please come out to 858 Santa Fe Drive there. See us at the Emerging Artist Studio. And I also have a special invite for you at the Mirus Gallery, M-I-R-U-S Gallery. It's located at 1144 Broadway. And oh my goodness, you need to check out Paola Camacho. Check out her Instagram. She has 3 amazing pieces in the opening show tomorrow at Mirus. Paola, I cannot wait to come see you. And I know you're going to blow people's minds with your creativity and passion. All right, that's going to do it for this month's show. I will check in with you next month. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Denver Homes Market Report. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button, and we'll catch up with you next month.